So I thought I'd do another video today as an update. I've been quiet for quite a few weeks now. Um, I did say after my treatment finished I would do a couple of videos, and I did one after 3 weeks, which was the last one that I did, which wasn't a good video. I was in the thick of in the thick of the side effects at the time, um, and it wasn't a very pleasant time. Now today is 2 months since I finished my treatment, so it's 8 weeks. And actually, I'm in a much better place, thankfully. Um, I'm not completely out of the fire, so to speak, but I'm in a much better place, feeling $1,000,000 compared to where I was at the last video. So what's been happening? So after I last did the video, things gradually got worse. Actually, for a good couple of weeks, I was seriously rough. They put me on some really strong medicine, which I think I said, which was oxycodone, which was stronger than morphine to control the pain. And that was just working in. It seemed to be working. It would work for 2 hours, an hour or two max. So I could only take a certain amount of it because of how potent it was. So I was in a really rough place because I was sleeping, waking up every hour or two in the pain. But I was having to wait for a couple of hours before I could take some more and just sort of ride it out and then have some more. Then it took the pain away. I got back to sleep, and that went on for weeks and weeks. But gradually got better. Came off the medicine. Had a bit of a crash mentally, actually, after I came off the meds. Which I'm not afraid to talk about because that's the point of doing these videos. But yeah, I had a really bad few weeks. And in those few weeks, I had probably 2 or 3 really bad days where I just felt like I was never going to get any better. I felt like I'd been dealt a really shitty hand. I was never getting any better. I was just in a bad place, in a dark place. I was very emotional. I was finding things extremely tough. But I guess that's probably quite normal for people that have been through what I've been through. And also coming off the meds, because they were so strong, I think that had a bit of something to do with it as well. So yeah, so the pain eased, the ulcers and everything like that eased. And gradually over the days and the weeks, I've just sort of got a little bit better each week. Not fast enough for me. I've still been really struggling with food. And I wanted to be fully going with food quite quickly, but it just isn't the reality. So that took some getting used to. Was trying foods, went through different stages of things tasting of salt again, like really salty, and tasting like nothing and horrible. And but yeah, it's just from week 3 to week 8 where we are now, 5 weeks. I just seem to sort of like come round, probably around the 6 week post-treatment mark. So a couple of weeks ago, I just seem to come round a little bit more in terms of feeling more human, feeling more like myself, a little bit more motivation, but still rough. And then in the last 2 weeks, I've gradually got better. I've been pushing things with food to the point where I've still got this stupid tube in my stomach, but I'm trying not to use it. I've used it once yesterday, once the day before. I haven't used it at all so far today, which means I'm having to hydrate and eat orally, which is proper tough. It's a real battle. Of all the foods I've had, probably about 95% of them I can't tolerate. It tastes like metal or grass fields or like just horrible. really bad flavour. So stuff that I can tolerate, I'm having to eat, but it's still not nice. Eating is not an enjoyable time for me anymore, unfortunately. But you've just got to sort of tough it out and eating what you can. So that's what I'm doing. I found a few different foods that I can eat and I can actually stomach. So that's what I'm doing. I'm eating those. Swallowing is okay. I can swallow. I keep getting some pains on the right hand side. I feel like, I was saying this to Steph, I feel like, if I can describe it, it's like a cut. I feel like I'm cut inside my throat. So every time I swallow, it stings like mad. So I'm wondering if there's some sort of scab or scar tissue or something from the treatment that I'm irritating when I'm swallowing. Today it's okay. Yesterday was really sore, and a couple of days ago it was really sore. So I'm having to eat soft foods, wet foods, and then drinking water, which is the only thing I can drink. But it's really hard. The muscles at the back of my throat are quite weak, so one controls your swallowing and one controls your breathing. Water, when I swallow food and a bit of substance, I can seem to swallow it down. But with water, it seems to want to go down my flipping breathing part, and so I'm coughing and spluttering every now and again with that. But it's not too bad. Other than that, I'm quite clogged up with gunk and stuff in my throat most mornings. I've got a nebulizer from the hospital, which I have to use every day. I'm using that twice a day at the moment. Doesn't seem to be doing real much, but they assure me it will, so I've got to keep using it. I'm off all painkillers unless I need to. What else is there? Weight is stabilised. I lost just under 2 stone altogether. My weight is stabilised now, which is good. The weight I lost was muscle, all muscle. It's a really strange one, so I never knew this before, but chemotherapy wastes your muscles away. So not that I was the biggest guy going, but I went to the gym, I walked quite a lot, I cycled quite a lot, but all of my muscle in my legs, my chest, my arms, my shoulders, they all just went. So that was the weight that came off. So I'm just left with sort of this weak, feeble body. So I've no energy and I've no strength, which is pretty crap. But that'll come back. Tiredness isn't too bad. I'm managing to know I don't take sleeps anymore in the day. So that's under control. So all in all, proper positive, actually. Compared to the last video I did, I'm so far ahead. It felt like I was never going to get here, but I have made good progress. I've got good people around me, motivating me. Yeah, so that's a bit of an update on side effects and where I've got to. 8 weeks after finishing treatment. So I had 6 weeks of treatment and now 8 weeks out the back of that. And I'd say I'm probably at 75%. And I just need to keep pushing foods. I'm hoping my flavour and my taste will come back better than it is now. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough. Eating's going to be a tough slog for a while, but I'm hoping that will get a little bit better. So now it's just about waiting to find out if all of that shitty treatment worked, which I've got a date for around about the middle of November. I'm going to go for a scan early November, and then I've got to go meet my consultants about the middle of November, find out if it's worked, which is obviously what we're hoping for. It's worked and cancer is gone, and I can carry on with the rest of my life. Or if it's not gone, or there's something left, or I don't know what happens next, and then work out a plan for dealing with that. But at the minute, hopefully it's gone. and then we can carry on. Obviously going to be living with it for a while and wondering if it comes back every time I get a sore throat, but it'd be nice to get some news saying it had gone. So I think I'll probably sign off, and then you'll probably hear from me next when I find out, unless anything significant happens in between now and then. But yeah, so if anybody who's watched this, who is going through it, he knows somebody that's going through it, is about to go through it, has been through it, yeah, I hope it helps. It was pretty tough. It was very, very, extremely tough. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. Coming out the back of the treatment I got through, coming out the back of the treatment, it completely knocked me for 4 to 5 weeks, I'd say. I was a mess, but then gradually since then, over the last 3 to 4 weeks, I've improved significantly. Yeah, so in another 8 weeks, hopefully I'll be eating curries and drinking beers, but we shall see. Hope it helps. That's me done. See you later.